Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do something kind of fun. I think it's fun. I'm gonna make some homemade seasoned salts, and I'm gonna show you how to make homemade brown sugar at home. So if you need light brown sugar, the process is the same. Dark brown sugar, the process is the same. I just thought that y'all might have a little bit of fun with me to make different spices. So today I'm going to be making an Italian seasoning, and I'm going to show y'all how that's done. It's really easy. The ingredients are simple. I use organic dried herbs for these. You can use whatever you have. You can get it in the store, whatever you need to do it with it, but I just prefer the organic because that's what I like. So I'm going to bring y'all in a little closer, and I'm going to show y'all how to start the Italian seasoning. Okay, to start off with, you're going to need a little bowl. This is just a little ramekin that I'm going to use, and I'm going to tell you all of the amounts of everything, and we're going to mix it in the ramekin, and then I'm going to put it in one of these cute little jars I got from Amazon. They're actually for yogurt, but we'll get into making yogurt a little bit later. I'm not going to make it today. It does take quite a while to make yogurt, so I just thought I would do a couple of the spices and things today. So what you're going to start out with is, this is some homemade garlic that I made. I freeze dried it and ground it and made homemade garlic powder. It is way better than the store-bought in my opinion because it's pure garlic. There's nothing else in it but garlic. You're going to start with a tablespoon of garlic and put that in the bowl. You're going to want a tablespoon of paprika. A tablespoon of thyme. A tablespoon of rosemary. Some people don't like the flavor of rosemary, so you can, you don't really have to use a whole tablespoon for that, but for the size that I'm making, I use a tablespoon. This is fresh dried parsley. We grew parsley last year, and I freeze dried it and put it into here. So a tablespoon of parsley. A tablespoon of oregano. A tablespoon of basil. This is some that we grew last year as well. And then you're going to want 1/8 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. So I have 1/8 of a teaspoon here. You don't want very many unless you like it spicy. You can do, like sometimes I do 2/8 of a tablespoon. So you can do that as well. You're just going to mix it up. This one to mix it with, it's smaller. And you're going to get this really pretty green and brown almost colored seasoning. It smells so good. I wish y'all could smell this. It smells so good. You just want to mix it up real good. Get everything mixed together. That homemade garlic is so good. It smells amazing. So you're just going to keep mixing that up. I'm going to try to zoom y'all out a little bit so you can see it. And that's what it's going to look like. And then you just put it into a little cup or a container. I use the small jars like this. Let me grab a funnel real quick. I think I have a funnel in here. Yeah. This way I don't make such a big mess, because I'm good at making messes. I'm just going to dip it out, make sure it don't fall through there. It might not even fall through good. Yeah, it's okay if you push it down in there. So, but I think I'll just tempt fate today. See, I already made a mess. I knew I would. I'm good at that. I need a different size funnel, but I don't have one. And then you just shake it up. And that's what you're going to end up with. If you need more, obviously you can double the recipe. You can double up on the amount that you're going to use. I just don't use a lot of Italian seasoning, but I'm just out right now. So I thought I would mix some of that up. Okay, so there's that. Now we're done with that for right now. We are going to start on the brown sugar. I'm going to make light brown sugar and dark brown sugar. And it is so easy. If you have never made brown sugar and you always buy it in the store, once you learn to make it, you will never buy it in the store again. It is so much better. The flavor is better. Everything is better about it. And you know exactly what's going into it. The ingredients that you put in is all that's in it. And I use natural cane sugar. You can use whatever kind of sugar. You can buy store-bought white sugar and use it. I just like the cane sugar. It's a lot less, this is going to sound crazy, but it's a lot less sugar in the cane sugar because it is natural. It doesn't have all the preservatives and all that in natural cane sugar. So it doesn't mess with my diabetes that bad. Where regular white sugar will run it really, really high. And another cool thing I'm going to teach you to do with sugar today is to make homemade brown sugar. Homemade powdered sugar, which is really awesome too. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I cleaned up everything and I got out the stuff to do the sugar. If you don't have a Vitamix, you can use just a high-powered blender. This isn't a Vitamix. This is an off-brand. But you need something really strong like this. I have done it in a coffee grinder. I have a metal coffee grinder up there, and that works great too. Before I got this one, I couldn't afford the Vitamix. They're really expensive, but this one is just as good. It is an off-brand. I got it on Amazon, and so far I've really, really liked it. But to me, this is the fun part. So I'm going to show you how to make the powdered sugar, and it is just the coolest thing. I never knew that you could do this homemade. I mean, I figured you could, but I didn't know how. And it is absolutely the simplest thing you have ever saw happen. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Okay, so what you're going to do, depending on how much you want to make, I'm not going to make a whole lot of powdered sugar. I don't use a whole lot. But if you use a lot of powdered sugar, then you can obviously make more. It's the same process any way you do it. So I have my 2-cup measure, and I have my 5-gallon bucket over here of the cane sugar. I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to put in, there's 2. Four. And 6. But like I said, you can use whatever you want. Okay, this is going to be really, really loud for a second. But you'll see the finished process, and it's pretty awesome. So I have mine cut up on high, and I'm going to cut it on to keep working. Okay, so here goes. I love to do this. So here we go. It's not completely done yet, but I'm going to stop it for a second and take it off and just kind of shake it a little bit to get the top mixed up into the bottom. And you just keep powdering it until it turns to white powder. Okay, so you can see it's starting to turn white. That's when you know that it's done. It'll be really powdery, and if you have a Vitamix, it'll make a different sound. The sound that was the one that just stopped, you can tell that everything's ground up in there versus before it was ground up. It doesn't make the high-pitched sound when it's done. Stick that right there. Take my stick out. I'm going to pop my lid off. And you can see how much powdered sugar from those 6 cups that we have come up with. That's why I said you can do more, you can do less. But, I mean, it is perfectly fine powdered sugar. Ooh. It's a little hot, so. Oh my goodness. I'm telling y'all, I am the messiest cook ever. And you can see you have fine powdered sugar. It's that easy to do it. Okay, so now I have the powdered sugar put away. We're going to start on the brown sugar. And I'm going to show you, I'm only going to make the dark brown sugar today. But just know that the process is the same. And I'll show you when I get to the light brown sugar what it looks like in comparison to the dark brown sugar. So I am completely out of brown sugar, so I'm going to do a pretty good sized batch. I'm probably going to do another 6 cups of this. There's 2, 4, and 6. When I get a little closer to it, I'll use a whisk. But to start out with, you're going to need a pretty good, thick, heavy-duty spoon or a spatula. I'm just going to use my little spatula here. And it's really easy. So, what you're going to need is blackstrap molasses. So, I buy this by the, I think it's like, I think it's like a 2 or 3 gallon jug. I don't even see it over here. So, but what you'll do, that's just plain sugar. That's all that's in there is my sugar. You're going to take it and you're going to string in molasses. It doesn't take a whole lot. Let me see if I can bring y'all in so you can kind of see. But just like that. And you're going to stir it up. And it's going to get kind of thick and gooey looking. That's completely normal. Because the molasses is going to stick to the sugar before you get it all mixed. And you just keep working your way in there. Now, like I said in yesterday's video, I use my hands for everything. So if you don't want to use your hands for this, then I suggest you use a mixer to do this with. But I don't mind doing it this way. That way I can break up every chunk of the molasses. So right now you just have big chunks in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's just molasses chunks. So you're just going to keep putting it in there. You can pour it in by the cup or whatever. Usually what I do if I'm doing it by the cup is I'll take a 2-cup measure, put it in a bowl, and I will take a cup of molasses to make dark brown sugar. But the reason I'm using the spatula to start with is just to get it where it's not quite as sticky when I'm stirring it up. It's already starting to turn a lighter brown. So once you get all that mixed up, then just take your clean hands and go in there and squeeze it. You're going to squeeze all those chunks of brown sugar up. And you'll start feeling it, or I'm sorry, the chunks of molasses. You'll start feeling it turning into brown sugar. You'll feel the consistency. It'll be exactly the same as if you get it out of a bag. The only difference is this is a lot finer as far as the consistency of it. It'll be a finer color, a lighter color, but it is dark brown, light brown sugar. Same thing, same process, minus all the chemicals that they put in brown sugar. And once you get it all mixed up, you'll be able to see, that's why I'm using my hands. You'll be able to see when all your chunks are gone from the molasses that your brown sugar's made. You're going to want to get all that sugar off the bottom too, because it will fall to the bottom, because the brown sugar that's being made is lighter than the regular sugar. So the white sugar or the cane sugar will fall to the bottom, and then the brown sugar will be on the top. But make sure you get your molasses mixed up good. Once it's all mixed up, then we'll whisk it together and make sure everything's broken up in there. But so far it's looking really good. I'm almost done mixing it for the brown sugar, for the light brown sugar, sorry. So like I said, I'm going to do dark brown sugar, but I'm going to show y'all the light brown sugar as well. When I came across this recipe online, I was like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. And I've been doing it ever since. I can't tell you the last time I bought a bag of brown sugar. I make my own vanilla as well. That takes a good 12 to 18 months to make your own vanilla. That's what's in these containers over here. I don't know if you can see them, those 3 brown containers. That's what's in that. It's homemade vanilla. Like I said, that is a process, so that's not an overnight thing. Okay, so I'm going to bring you in a little close again. And there's your brown sugar. You can see it's falling in the chunks, plain brown sugar. That's the light brown sugar. So I'm going to keep going to the dark brown. And again, that's just because I like the dark brown sugar for most everything that I use it for. I don't use it a lot. But I always keep molasses on hand just to be safe, in case I just need to pop some together real quick. So the same kind of process, just you're going to keep going. Get it as dark as you want it, as light as you want it. And I don't know if you've ever smelled raw molasses. That's raw molasses. I don't know if you've ever smelt it, but it's really strong. So this doesn't have that sweet brown sugar smell. It is plain brown sugar with the molasses. The molasses comes through more than the sugar smell does. So anything that I can make homemade like this, in the long run, it saves you money, because I do buy everything in 5-gallon buckets, or I'll buy to refill a 5-gallon bucket. I use Azure Standard a lot. It's a website where you can go on and you can order organic food, and you'll set it up and you'll find a drop-off spot. It'll be like in your area. Whoever orders from Azure that's close to you, you'll all get in a group, and they'll let you know that your order is ready, and then you'll go to that spot and pick it up. And while you're there, you'll help other people get their orders together. So you might want to check that out. I love Azure Standard for everything that I can get in bulk. And if you can't make it to a stop, if there's not a stop close by, you can still order from them. They will ship it, but just be warned that they only will ship things that are non-perishable. So like the raw milk and stuff that you get from there, you can't order anything like that. Butter, cheese, none of that can be shipped. And if you happen to order, say you order a 50-pound bag of pinto beans, that's what I did. It costs a good bit to have those delivered. The shipping is kind of ridiculous, but I understand because it comes in a timely manner. But I'll try to link their website down below if you want to order from there. Some people have never heard of it. I had never heard of it until another lady that I watch on YouTube was talking about that she ordered there. And so I went online and I looked, and I've been ordering there ever since then. So I really like it. Everything on there is organic. If you have it delivered, you can get fresh organic eggs, free range eggs. They'll, if you go to pick it up, I think I said delivered, but if you go to pick it up, you can get that. Fortunately, I don't buy eggs anymore. We have chicken, so I keep our eggs fresh. And if I know that we're not going to use them all, I'll water glass them. I have a 5-gallon bucket full of water glassed eggs. So they'll last for 18 months to, I think, 2 years or something if you water glass them. And then I freeze dry them. I freeze dried, it was like 170 something eggs. I freeze dried all of them, and they are awesome. When you put the water back in there, or the milk, I mean, it's literally a tablespoon to a lot, and you get plain, regular scrambled eggs. The flavor is even more intense in my opinion because it dries it out, and we actually like, in comparison, when we do our fresh eggs versus our freeze-dried eggs, we actually like the freeze-dried eggs better because the flavor is so much better than just the regular fresh eggs. Okay, so I have this all mixed up now. I'll bring you back in. And there you go. It's actually dark brown. It kind of looks light brown on the screen, but it's dark brown. That's your brown sugar. But like I said, you do the same thing with the light brown sugar. You can do it the same exact way. And then I'm just going to put it in my containers. I actually went yesterday to Target, and I bought these containers. They had them on sale. And I got them for like $6, and they're a gallon. So I'm just going to use my whisk real quick and chop up. There was a couple of chunks in there that I missed. And it packs really well too, just like regular brown sugar. It's the exact same thing. It's just better for you. Once I get finished, I will put oxygen absorbers in all of this. That way it'll stay fresh longer. So there's you 3 recipes that you can make. If you want to try it out. If you enjoy cooking and having everything made from scratch, you'll really enjoy these recipes. I'll probably come back and do a few more, maybe in the next few days. I'll probably make up some more spices, but I plan on freeze drying some onions and garlic, and I'm going to show y'all how to do that as well. I know I've had requests to show how to use the freeze dryer and the whole process. When you use the freeze dryer for the eggs and the garlic, it takes a couple of days, so it's not something I'll show you how to start it, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, because it does take a few days in there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll answer them. And thank you for coming by the channel. Thank you for subscribing if you have, and if you haven't, please think about subscribing. It would help us out a lot. And we hope that you have a blessed day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!